Hello students, very good morning to all. So students, in our previous lecture or previous video lecture, actually we have started this chapter measurement and time. Okay. So now in this chapter we have read the previous part, or you can say the introduction part of the chapter. Now today we are going to start this part, you can say standard units of measurements. Okay. In the last class we have seen that if we use our you can say this unit, actually this is not fixed, the thumbnail is not fixed, the handspan is not fixed for all of us. Okay, it will vary from it varies from person to person, that's why we need some standard unit. So let us discuss the standard units. So basically in ancient times different units of measurement used were length of foot, okay, the width of a finger and the distance of a step. Okay, so these are 3 or 4 standard units that in ancient times people they were used. Now in ancient Egypt, a cubit means what? The length from the elbow to the fingertip. Okay, so this is my elbow and this is my fingertip. So this whole length you can call it as cubit. Okay, so in ancient Egypt they used this. This was used as a unit of length. Now people also use the foot as a unit of length in different parts of the world. Now the length of the foot used or varied slightly from region to region. Obviously it will vary. Now people measured a yard of cloth by the distance between the end of the outstretched arm and their chin. Okay, this is also a measured unit. Actually these all are measured units. Okay. Now let us just have a look that in ancient India small length measurements such as angul, you can say that means finger, or muthi means what? Fist. This is my fist. Okay. So these two were used. Now even today we can see flower sellers using forearms as unit of length, of garland in towns, okay, of South India, or many such body parts continue to be used as a unit of length when it is convenient. Okay, so many body parts we are using as the length, okay, or units. However, everyone's body parts are different in sizes. Obviously that my height is not same as of your height, okay, and your friend size is also not same as yours, so there are differences. Okay, so this must have created confusion in measurement. Okay, therefore people realized that they need some standard unit of measurement. So that's why in 1790 a standard unit of measurement called the metric system, okay, very important, metric system was created. Okay, you can see here created by this person, okay, Gabriel Moton, a French scientist. He was a French scientist. Now for the sake of uniformity, scientists all over the world have adopted the common set of units. Okay, this system is called as International System of Units or the SI unit. Now very important, International System of Unit or SI unit, one of the most important topic of this chapter. So let me rub all these things and then we will discuss this portion, that International System of Units or SI unit. So what is a SI unit? So basically this unit or the SI system of units, okay, was adopted in 1960. SI is the short form of System International, okay, or actually it is in French. So the SI unit of length is meter, very important. What is the SI unit of length? The SI unit of length is meter. Each meter is divided into 100 equal divisions called centimeter. Okay, so we can easily write down that 1 meter is equals to 100 centimeter, because we have learned that each meter is divided into 100 equal parts which we call as centimeter. Now each centimeter has 10 equal divisions called millimeter. That means 1 centimeter is equals to 10 millimeter. So what you have to do, students, you have to recall these conversions. That means 1 meter is equals to how much centimeter, 1 centimeter is equals to how much millimeter. Okay, and I hope in maths you have done all these things. Now a commonly used unit for measuring large distances is called kilometer, a very familiar unit. If I ask you that what is the kilometer from your place to our school, you can easily tell that something, you can say if 4 kilometer, 7 kilometer, 10 kilometer, what is the unit? But 4 kilometer means 4 kilometer. Okay, this is standard unit. Now 1 kilometer is equals to 1000 meters. So these conversions are very important. Okay. Okay. So let us discuss. Some questions are there. You can see here. So what you have to do? You have to. Okay, just give me a second. Okay. What you have to do? True false questions are there. So you will do it by yourself. Okay. Okay. Now just have a look. The next part is that correct measurement of length. How do we take the correct measurement of length? What is the process? What is the way to take the correct measurement of length? Okay. Now length is the distance of something from one end to the other. We have known that if this is a point, the previous thing that we have taken, so what is the length? Length means from this point to this point. This is the length of this straight line. Okay. So same it is written that something from one end to the other. In our daily life, we use a number of measuring devices to measure different lengths. A tailor uses a measuring tape, whereas a cloth merchant uses a meter rod to measure short lengths. We can use the 15 centimeter ruler. Okay, ruler we all have used. You can see this is the ruler. In math classes, actually ruler is needed. Okay, so all of you are familiar with this term. Now in taking measurement of length, we need to take care of the following. What are the followings? First one is that place a ruler and the object in contact along the length to be measured, so that the ruler is also parallel to one of the edges. What we have to do, you can see here that the ruler is always parallel to the edges. Okay, you can see parallel means what? The distance is same. You can see that the distance is always same. This is the edge and this is the ruler. See, this distance is always same. So we have to put the ruler parallel to one of the edges. Okay. Second thing is that while noting down the reading, the eye should be correctly positioned. Okay, just vertical above the reading of the ruler to be noticed. Okay, that means our eye should be vertical. Okay, not this side. Okay, so our eye should be vertical on the point which we are going to take. Okay. Okay, now what is the next point? Let us discuss. You can see here, next point is that, this is the third point, if one of the edges of the ruler is broken or zero mark is not clear due to the, you can see that overs, then any other ruler in which full mark is clearly visible should be used. Okay. If the zero mark is not clear or it is overused, then we have to take another one where zero marks is fully visible. Now if you start your scale at one end of the object to be measured with mark 2.0 centimeter, then what will happen? So just have a look. If this is our 0 mark, this is our 1 mark, this is our 2 mark, okay, and this is, you can say that this is our 2.5 mark. Okay. So what will happen if you start from 2.5 mark? If this is our object, let us say, if you take 2.5 marks, this is, and you will end at 4.5. Okay, so 2.5 is your starting point, 4.5 is your ending point. But instead of 0, you take 2.5 as your starting mark. Then what we have to do? Then it is to be subtracted from the reading of the scale at the other end, so as to obtain the correct value or correct length of the object. Okay. So if the scale reading is 2.0 centimeter at one end and end at 4.5 centimeter, what we have to do? 4.5 minus 2.5. So our actual length of this object should be 2.5 centimeter. Okay. Why we are doing this? Because we have not started from the 0 point. Okay, from the 0 mark. Clear? I hope it is clear to you, students. So if it is clear, then let us discuss an activity. Just have a look what this activity tells. What you have to do? Measurement of height. Okay. Measurement of height means you have to tell the name of the person. You have to take the height in hand span and height in centimeter. Okay. So if the person name is, you can say that Rahul. So you will write here Rahul. you will write that how much hand span is needed. If 30, if 40, then write it here that 30 hand span is needed, 40 hand span is needed, and height in centimeter, that how much centimeter the height is. If 160, then write 160, if 150, write 150. Okay, so you have to do these things. Okay, so this is one part. Now what is the next part, students? So in the next part, just have a look. What we are going to do, that measuring of the length of a curved line. How we are going to measure a length of a curved line? Straight line we have seen that if this is the straight line from the initial point to the final point, just we place a scale and we just measure the line. But if the line is like this is the initial point, this is the final point, we can't place a scale. Okay, so what are the ways? Now try to measure the length of a curved line directly by using a meter scale. It is not possible. Are you able to do so? Obviously no. We can't measure the length of a curved line directly by using the meter scale. We can use thread to measure the length of a curved line. Okay, so it is very important, students. If we want to go to measure a curved line, we need a thread. Okay, now activity 3.4 tells us the same thing. So let me rub first all these things, then we discuss what activity 3.4 take. So 3.4 tells us that take a thread. We have to take a thread and tie a knot point. Okay, we have to tie a knot point. That means if this is our thread, we just make a knot here. Okay, this is our knot point. We just call the knot point as A. To measure the length of a curved line as shown in the given figure, move the thread along the length of the curved line. You can see here. This is the curved line. We just move the thread along the curved line. Okay, if this is our curved line, we just move the thread like this. We just place the thread like this. Okay, and holding the thread small distance between your thumb and first finger. Okay, so thumb and first finger, we just hold the thread like this. Now continue until you reach the point B. So if this is point B, you have to perform this activity, okay, of the curved line. Now put a mark on the thread using the marker pen where it touches the other end. Now stretch the thread along a meter scale and take the length. Okay, so what we have to do, first we have to curve the thread. We just take the length and then we place the thread like this, and by using the meter scale we can easily draw it. Okay, and the knot and the pen mark is equal to the length of the curved line AB. Okay, so here we have put a pen mark and the knot is there, so we have to take that much length. Okay, so this is very easy one. By using a thread we can easily make a, or we easily take the length of a curved line. Okay, so this question also very important, students, because this question is a little bit tricky, how to measure the length of a curved line. Okay, because straight line we can easily measure it by using a what, measuring scale, but you can see here, but to in a curved line we have to take a thread, we have to round the thread like this, we have to make a knot, we have to put a mark, and then we just make the thread in a straight line, and then we use the meter scale. Okay, so here we are using a little bit tricks to make the length or to get the length of a curved line. Okay, so this is one thing. Now next portion is, students, motion. Okay, so the motion we will discuss in our next class, next video lecture, students. Okay, so what you have to do, you have to read from this, you have to read from the previous portion up to this. Okay, and the motion part we will discuss in our next video lecture. So that's all for today's video, students. Thank you all.